All right, so I'm down here at Mass and Cass Methadone Mile. There are many cops here today than there were Thursday when I was here last, or late last week when I was here last. All of this cleanup is for the media, which is also here. They're gonna soak this up. Media sycophants, the drive-bys, they weren't here last week either. This is all for show. The cleanup is happening right over here. You got plenty of cops. This area here, just across the street, was basically unpassable last week, and now you can actually walk over there without risking your entire life, which is nice. But the cleanup continues. They've only seemed to have cleaned up at approximately 11 a.m. on Thursday. This small section, there are many tents beyond that to still clean up. But understand that this is just a temporary thing. This is maybe the third or fourth cleanup. I've lost track. And this cleanup has a two massive loopholes, which means that in 6 weeks or 6 months, it'll all be back here. Or there'll be many Mass and Casses all throughout the city. What are the loopholes? The loopholes are, one, they have to give you a 48-hour notice. So if you don't want to have your tent moved, all you do is pack up, move someplace else for a day, and then once the sweep comes in, you can move back. They also have a policy, if you don't even want to move your tent, you can stay and simply just get a verbal warning. All of this is because effectively the city of Boston has legalized drug possession and drug dealing here at Mass and Cass. They've basically made it a giant so-called safe injection site, which of course there's no such thing as a safe injection site because you cannot safely inject heroin. By the way, at the State House, there are so-called advocates who want to allow safe injection sites all across Massachusetts, which basically foster miniature Mass and Casses or methadone miles all across the state. The city here has clearly passed the line between helping and getting people off drugs to simply enabling and actually encouraging people to take drugs. Drug dealing is legal here. Where do you think all of these folks that are hooked on heroin, fentanyl, where do you think they get the drugs? From a drug dealer or dealers that actually come down here and deal. There are needles and needle caps all over the street. You can see them all over this area, Newmarket in downtown Boston. I'm literally standing right next to the fire department headquarters. That's where we are. And all of this, as I said, will be back in 6 weeks, 6 months, just a matter of time, because the city does not have the will to actually enforce the law. And certainly, these are the same politicians who insist upon the fact that the border is closed. The border is not closed. This is actually Congressman Presley's district, right next to Congressman Litch, but it is Congressman Presley's district, and she was just on national television the other day, a week or so ago, insisting the border is closed. The border is not closed. The border is wide open. Where do you think the drugs come from? Where do you think the drugs come from? So the cleanup will happen today. Everybody in the media will document it. They'll lap it up like Pavlov's dog. It will be on the media. Everyone will think that it will be gone, right? This is a very similar situation that we had in the springtime. There was a cleanup. Oh, we're gonna clean it up. It's gonna be all gone. And again, we're on what, the third or fourth, maybe the fifth cleanup. It's hard to keep track because they don't have the will to actually do what's necessary, which is enforce the law locally and also close the border with our friends in Mexico. All right, hey, I'm John F. Gately. You can find me on Substack, johnfgately.substack.com. Have a good day. Bye-bye.